We're having a party. We're having a party. Woo! Guys, thanks so much for good. You guys know how to get down and boogie. I'm seriously, next week, my place. Come again, okay? Seriously, you let yourself in anytime. We're best friends now. Seriously. See you next week. Oh, my man. You missed it. Where are your friends? They're cool. Those are cool friends of yours. They're not your friends. You don't know those guys? You never met them a day in your life? Who were those people? Got awkward real quick. Well, listen, I want to sing a little song I wrote for you this week. That's the end of the song right there, that part. Not to be confused with this part, which is the beginning of the story. That old wooden chair. Yes, yes. The old place used to be pristine in every picturesque way. It was brilliant in all its beauty, from the grand gated entrance to the flowing waterfall cascading across the front hall that opened into a foyer of the finest things. Ribbons of gold interwoven with precious stones lined the double-wide banister as the winding staircase rose to a balcony over the front entrance that featured the most ornate and intricate crystal chandelier as 3 orbs of increasing size balloon over the balcony like planets that have aligned with the sun, sparkling in full spectrum glory. In a twinkling, the entire place was but a palace fit for a king. The king snacks 2 to 2. The estate went on for acres and survived for ages upon time's shoulders until the last century, for the seasons for financial freedom were severely cut short. As taxes ran high and work ran out, people everywhere began to scream and shout about losing all they ever had from homes and happiness. The world was wasting away from the golden glory day that it used to be to the fake plastic trees that everything is now. And over time, but not too soon, the place began to grow to ruin and mold and fall to pieces. Eventually, the estate was overrun and overruled and decided to be divided between the billionaires to have what was theirs. And at first they robbed all the walls, then they robbed the walls themselves and shelves, the furniture, the face of the grandfather clock, tick-tock, snacks, tick-tock. The boat, the dock, the backyard roses, the carriage, the cart, the garden, the horses, the pigs, the hoses, the ducks, the pond, and all the pieces we supposes of oversized chest, and the chest of treasures, from the romper room to the guitars and their tunes, the TVs, their tubes, the ties, the suits, the whole wardrobe, including the boot, the bowls, the dishes, and the entire Tupperware collection, the drapes, the drawers, the desk, the lamps, all shaded to be in some second-hand store and auctioned for more as they turned to a legacy of horrors. The land was divided and destroyed, devastated by disease as the crops fell and fall, and all growth grew to hell and all. The whole damn place was once paradise, now a disgrace. The banisters of solid gold rolled into a pit of fire and smelted down to bits. The diamond-encrusted dance floor broken down, board, by carat by carat, leaving nothing but to spare it, as the den, now a dungeon, was overrun with spiders, rats, and dank darkness. And once upon, hoping for nothing, the kitchen now a cellar for stank, rank, dead things, as the socketed sprockets have been cold and sold for cents, leaving nothing but the rats to pay rent. But one thing that was left behind and seemed to have no value was, mind you, perhaps the most prized piece in the palace and place of all. It was the master's old resting chair, the steadfast stool, fast and simple rustic wood that was assembled and sawn by himself, was not store-bought, off the shelf, and was left at last alone, the only bone-bearing piece left in the rusted bucket of the big house, in the jar, far adjacent corner from the door across the rippled oak open wood floor. There left in cheap heap exposed lead pipes and leftover roofing materials, as it caved in the last decade, but still that chair sat there for years more, years faded and framed for a small man. As such, the master was in size, but not in stature, and after many years, mature years, the chair made it longer and stronger than anything after or else of the entire estate. It was the simple yet most prized possession in the whole palace, and it was just the perfect fit for a king to sit quietly. And as such, it wasn't ornate overly or over the top gaudy in gold. It was just plain wood and paint and nails. That was often the spot that the king would think and often thought. The irony is the tragedy that the testament to an entire realm rested in a rather regular old wood chair, and years later all the treasures robbed bare, leaving just this chair, a piece of history that had no heir, and none would ever care again about that old wooden chair.